you don't die and go to hell just for not believing in Jesus. Have you ever really just stopped and thought, why is Jesus the only way? I mean, let's be honest. It feels a little bit intolerant, doesn't it? Are religions matters of preference that, hey, Buddha's true for you, but Jesus is true for me? Or do they deal with the objective, real world? So let's bring some clarity here. I hope nobody is confused about this. That if you don't die and go to hell just for not believing in Jesus. You realize that, right? You don't die and go to hell just for not believing in Jesus. People die and spend eternity separated from their Creator because of a rebellion against their Creator, because of a moral virus the Bible calls sin. And to say that Buddha or Krishna or Muhammad or any other religious figure can forgive my sins is like saying chocolate peanut butter ice cream controls diabetes. It doesn't work in the objective, real world. Have you ever really just stopped and thought, why is Jesus the only way? I mean, let's be honest. It feels a little bit intolerant, doesn't it? It feels a little bit narrow-minded and exclusive. One of the biggest virtues today is diversity understood in a certain way and inclusiveness. The idea that Jesus is the only way doesn't seem very diverse and it doesn't seem very inclusive. You know why Jesus is the only way to God? Because Jesus is the only one that fixed the problem that separates us from God. The problem is sin. There is an objective moral law within God's very character. God is truth. God is holy. God is righteous. God is love. And sin separates us from God. Jesus is the only one who is the God-man who lived a sinless life and paid the debt that we owe to God and offers us by grace through faith salvation if we're humble enough to accept it. So friends, look, think about it. If you're driving home after this and you run out of gas, it doesn't do any good to rotate your tires. Doesn't do any good to get new spark plugs or drop a few $1,000s to get a new transmission. You've got to identify the problem and fix it. The problem is sin. And Jesus is the only way because he's the only one who fixed the problem. That's why 1 Corinthians 15 says, if Christ has not been raised, your faith is worthless. You are still in your sins. Do you realize how powerful this is?